Hi guys, this week we're going to be looking at tennis skills. Now, if you're going to struggle this week because you've not got a tennis racket, you can obviously try and do some of this stuff with a different racket, bouncing racket or squash racket if you've got one at home. But if you are really struggling because you've not got anything to do any hitting with, go back and check out one of our other videos and do some stuff off there. Or if you've already done those and you've not got anything left that you really want to improve, have a go at doing some different other PEs this week, do some Joe Wicks or something like that. And then check back next week because we'll be doing something different again. Okay, but hopefully you've got some kind of racket at home and a ball, you'll be able to do most of the skills today. Okay, hope you enjoy. Okay, key stage 2. For your first part of your video, what you're going to do is you're going to be moving in and out of your cones. Now, if you struggle with this bit, you can drop back down and just have a look at the key stage 1 stuff because we're doing some balancing on that one. But what I want you to start with is bouncing the ball up and down on your racket. Okay, what I want you to do is go up and down, bouncing the ball on your racket. If you can, because we've just talked about, and I know we've done this before in lessons, but we've talked about having your grip as a handshake grip, so holding the racket like that. If you can, when you get to the end, have a go at doing 1, 2, 3, 4 before you carry on going along, and have a go at doing that. If you can just do it normally by bouncing it along up and down, have a go. Give yourself your usual little time limit, 3 or 4 minutes. See how many times you can get up or down. Okay, so I'm going to show you the easier version. And then I'm going to show you the one where you do a little bit of stuff at the end as well. Okay, so the easy version, bounce it up and down as you go along. Okay, try and get yourself all the way in and out of your cones. If you're struggling with in and out, you can move in a straight line. So moving yourself along. When you get to here, carry on back down. Okay, so you go up and down, up and down, up and down. See how many times you can get up and down in 3 or 4 minutes. If that was a little bit easy, when you get to the end, I want you to have a go at doing the forwards, backwards one. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I want that to look like now. So up and down. So moving around the cones if you can. When you get to the end, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then see if you can carry on moving up and down again. Okay, and so on. See how many times you can get yourselves up and down in your 3 or 4 minutes. Count it up, and remember, come back to this and see if you can beat it next time. Start off slowly and then see if you can pick the pace up the more you go along. Okay, have a go. Okay, key stage 2, what I want you to do is have a go at your next one. Now it's still going to be using your skills of hitting up, but we're also going to be hitting down as well now. Now if, like me, you've got a bit of grass which is quite hard to hit down on, give it a go anyway and see if you can do it. If not, just have more of a practice of the hitting up one and see if you can move on to the hitting up and over one. If you've got a piece of concrete, it's perfect for doing this on because this will work nicely. So what you're going to do is you're going to move. Now you can move in a straight line for this one. If you want to try and make it really tricky and move in and out of the cones, you can do that as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to do 1 hit down followed by 1 hit up. So it's going to go down, up, wait for it to bounce, down, up, and so on. Okay? If you can do it in a straight line, great. You can practice on the spot if you want to begin with. If you can do it in and out of the cone, perfect as well. Okay, so I'll show you what I want you to look like. Again, give yourself 3 or 4 minutes. See how many you can do in that time. Okay, so up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on and so on. Okay, see how many times you can get yourself up and down in your 3 or 4 minute time limit. Have a go. Okay, last little bit. I know some of you really enjoy having a go at this one, so I want you to have a go. You don't have to do this moving up and down, you can just do this one on the spot because this one is quite tricky. But have a go. Okay, now fish and chips. Now fish and chips could be fish chips, which is fish, chips, and so on, which you were practicing a minute ago. If you're still struggling with that one, have a go. Now fish and chips is where we use the kind of middle bit of our racket, the frame. Okay, so we're going fish and chips and fish and chips. Okay, have a go. If you can do it whilst moving around, that's amazing. Have a go at doing that as well. If you want to have a go on the spot, just have a go as well. Okay, it's a tricky one. It just gets really good control of you turning your racket to try and hit the ball in different ways. Okay, so fish and chips and fish and chips and so on. Okay, you get the idea. If I'm struggling with it a little bit, have a go at it though and see if you can do it. See how many times you can get fish and chips into it. Okay, have a go. Okay guys, for your next bit you're going to need to use a wall or a partner if you've got one. Now what you're going to do is you're going to be just practicing doing some hits against the wall. To start with, what I want you to do is I want you to hit the ball, I want to see it bounce and then come back to you. Now you've got a bit of an uneven floor, just give it a go anyway, okay? And just try and watch out for those bounces. I want to see you hitting it, letting it bounce. I want to see, the one that we've been practicing today really is called forehand, because we can see our fingers when we're hitting the ball. So I want to see you hitting it forehand. Then we're going to do this another week, but if you're hitting it with the part of the racket where you can see the back of your hand, that's called the backhand. Now we're not going to concentrate on that, but if it does come to your other side and you have to hit it like that, give it a go and see how it works, but we're going to work on that another week a bit more. For now I want to try and hit it forehand, so using this side of the racket where you can see your fingers, against the wall, letting it bounce and it come back to you. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Okay, so just hitting it, nice and soft, letting it bounce, and scooping it back up. If you can have it a bit more at your side, that's perfect. If you have to scoop it up, that's okay as well. Okay, now if you're struggling to do that, you can drop it down and make it a little bit easier, and you can just be hitting it. Just get used to hitting it, then pick it up, hit it again, and then just be picking it up every time you hit it. Just get used to hitting it the way that it feels. Once you get a little bit more practice in, have a few minutes of that and we're going to try and move on to something else. Okay, have a go. Okay, Key Stage 2, what I'd like you to have a go at this time is hitting the ball against the wall. If you find this a bit tricky, go and have a look at the Key Stage 1 one again, because we've done some stuff in there which will make it a little bit easy for you. We're going to be hitting it against a wall, or you can be hitting it to a partner, but I don't want it to bounce in between. Okay, so no bounces in between. If you are finding it a little bit tricky, what we've been doing with the Key Stage 1 videos is letting the ball bounce in between and then hitting it again. So you can drop down and have a go at that. What I'd like you to try and do is hit it against the wall constantly, so there's no bounces in between. Once you've had a quick practice, give yourself your 3-4 minutes and see how many times you can hit it against the wall constantly without letting it bounce. Okay, if it bounces, start again from 0 and see what your best score is. Okay, so just like this, you're hitting, but no bounces in between. Get used to how to hold your racket. So I got 6 there, it bounced, I'm going to start again. I got 7 that time. Okay, so let's see how many I got, what my best score is in my 4 minutes, and then maybe come back later and have another go. Once you've done that, we're going to have another go, as a little bit trickier one this time, still using the same skill. But have a go at that one first. Okay, to make this a little bit trickier now, I want you to be still using your just hitting without letting it bounce in between. This time, instead of just hitting it anywhere on the wall, I want you to pick a certain space. So it could be a brick on your wall, you could just do a chalk square on your wall. I want you to try and hit that target every time rather than just hitting the wall anywhere. Same as last time, count your score and see how many you get when you are just hitting it and seeing how many times you're hitting that box on the wall. If it drops to the floor, then start again and see what your best score is that you can get. Okay, and really challenge yourself. So I've just picked one brick out, so I've made it really hard for myself. I'm going to be constantly hitting it, trying to hit that one brick, see what the best score I can get is. Okay? 1, no, no. Oh, too high, too low, drops. I only got 1 that time. Have another go. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I'm going to stop there. Okay, so I got 4 that time, it's a lot better. So keep having a practice, see what the best score I can get is. The idea of keeping it up constantly, but trying to look where you're going to hit the ball. Okay, so you're not just staring at your racket all the time, you're trying to look where the ball's going to be going. Okay, have a go at that one. It's quite a tricky one, but if you can get anywhere around 4 or 5 each time, it's a really good score. Have a go. Hi guys, thanks very much for watching. Next week we're going to be moving on to something slightly different, so if you didn't have a tennis racket this week or found it a little bit tricky, don't worry, we're going to try something a little bit easier next week and something a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed it. Look after yourselves, stay safe, thanks very much.